You don't need to think you have to do anything. It's like enjoying yourself. It's like, imagine the stupa is like a sun. I mean, not too near. But you're going around the stupa. It's like there's a sun in the stupa and shining, and you feel happy the way you do in sunlight. So you just feel happy about going around it. I think one of our problems is thinking that nothing will happen unless I make it happen. There's not the idea that there's not the idea that somehow things might happen by themselves. I think, you hear Lama Punsok say the stupa has a power in itself. I think it's very easy to disregard that and think, well, yeah, I mean, I pay lip service to that, but I don't really believe, kind of small print at the bottom, I don't really believe that. I mean, what I want to say to you is it's good to believe it, but I can't make you believe it. All I can say is perhaps good to act as though it were true, that you think it's like a sun, and that radiates to you, that it's like warmth and joy and happiness just walking around the stupa, and just feel that. And you could bow to that goodness that flows out of the stupa. And do it because you enjoy it. Enjoy meditating. There's a stupa inside you. But, the stupa outside is especially good compared with the stupa inside you. So the stupa outside you, you can actually see. You can actually approach. And it's very special. I mean, we may laugh about Christians going on pilgrimage, Canterbury Tales and so on. But it's not a silly idea. If you really have the idea, here's this special place here. I mean, best thing in Oxford, if instead of going by car, the worst option really, well, not perhaps the worst, but one of the worst for getting here, I really just walked. Admittedly, I wouldn't have arrived in time, or maybe on another occasion. Walking is good. The sense of expectation, the sense you're moving to a centre of joy and happiness, and the centre of something more than that relates to all the good things that exist within all people. Not just all people, but all beings. So there's, in a sense, like in a net or a web, you're all joined together, and you become the centre of that which is at the same time merely a single point of that. It's like if you take a seamless web, as Trungpa Rinpoche would say, every point of that is the centre, and yet every point is a periphery in some sense. You can't distinguish the two. Said it's beyond the idea of centre and periphery. It's focus. You have to have that, even though I'm saying there's no centre. You still have to have the idea of coming here. It's focus. It's light and warmth. Is insight. People say, surely the Dharma is inside. Well, what do you mean by inside? What is this world? I'd hardly say the world was inside, but on the other hand, a lot of what you consider the mind isn't inside either. It's very special. What they in Atiyah sometimes call the zangtal between what is inside and outside. That there's not really a solid difference and distinction between the two. If you like, there's a relative one. When I say there's internal experiences, outside experiences, and so forth. We have to work with that. That's what it means to exist in this world, to be able to work with that. If it all collapsed, you'd be dead. In fact, more than that. Three things, eventually, which stupas all relate to. The external stupa, which is very necessary to start with. Internal stupa within your body. And finally, a kind of stupa which is beyond the mind, within your very being. But you cannot approach that without really relating to the external one. Anybody who thinks they can short-circuit the process is really mistaken. So, get walking, maybe from a distance. You know, in Wales you don't have to go so far. So like me, I used to come from Oxford if I was coming here on a pilgrimage, and I was walking. And I know in Canterbury Tales they rode on horses, but I think you get there too quick, certainly by car, the modern horse I suppose. I think you probably might get there a bit too quick by using an ordinary horse. Maybe a bicycle in between, I don't know. But I guess Shanks's pony is best of all, if you could do it. But that you could do in Wales, probably in many parts of Wales. You could walk here, especially in this area. Make a day of it. Go some distance away. Just think of the specialness of coming to this place, to the stupa. You could feel the warmth and the sunshine before you get here even, just on the journey. So please do that. I think that's all I've got to say really. Thank you.
Thank you. So we could just contemplate now. Before we do that, I wanted to draw your attention to these pictures of Tara. This is the Tara image that's in the stupa. Quite a lot of you have already received these. It was consecrated at the same time as the Tara in the stupa, so it has a very special connection.